It's like this season of USA is the craziest season that's ever existed. There's so many twists and turns, so many plots, so many villains, so many incompetent, bumbling fools that you're like, there's no way that lady's a heartbeat away from the president. There's no way. There's no way someone is not telling her to stop saying that same thing over and over again. What can be unburdened by what has been? Like, she just says it over and over and over again. This isn't real. This is writing. Someone wrote this. It seems like a script.
Joe Rogan is right. If the living history of America was a TV show, this season is pretty nuts. Political tension and volatility is sky high, so why not turn to cinema in order to escape reality for a couple of hours? Enter Hillbilly Elegy, a movie that debuted 4 years ago and was directed by Ron Howard about a poor country boy who struggled his way out of poverty. Was it a good movie? Could it stand on its own, despite its very obvious political influence 4 years later? Join me, dear viewer, as I dive back into the cesspool that is modern Hollywood. Before we get into this, make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out with continuing to grow, and it's totally free. Ever since starting my channel, I've tried to remain steadfastly apolitical and have only focused on the key metrics of what makes a movie good. Instead of taking one side or another, I focus on whether the movie has good story, good character development, good world building, etc. In today's charged political environment, it's very easy to hurl insults and labels.
Because the left have now decided that any other opinion, any other way of looking at the world is unacceptable. We don't debate anymore because the left won the cultural war. So if you're on the right, you're a freak. You're evil, you're racist, you're stupid, you are a basket of deplorables. How do you think people are going to vote if you talk to them like that? When has anyone ever been persuaded by being insulted or labelled? So now, if you're on the right or even against the prevailing view, you are attacked for raising your opinion. That's why people wait until they're in the voting booth.
And it's actually the comedian Jonathan Pie that opened my mind to listening to opposing viewpoints, which has translated into how I approach the art form that is cinema. I'll go in to watch a movie with an open mind, but keeping track of the core elements that make a movie good. I watched movies that I would normally not go and see, and movies I may not agree with, but I always keep an open mind. Originally, I saw the movie Hillbilly Elegy 4 years ago when it first debuted in late 2020. The movie, directed by Ron Howard, is based on the 2016 memoir of the same name by J.D. Vance, now a sitting U.S. Senator from the state of Ohio. The film chronicles Vance's upbringing and his family dynamics in Middletown, Ohio and Jackson, Kentucky, focusing on his struggles and eventual success despite a challenging childhood marked by poverty, addiction, and instability. The story is told through a series of flashbacks, perfectly juxtaposing J.D. Vance's life as a Yale law student with his tumultuous upbringing. The movie begins with J.D., played by Gabriel Basso, being called back to his hometown due to a family crisis involving his mother Bev, played by the ever wonderful Amy Adams. Bev is struggling with drug addiction, and J.D. must find a solution to her immediate problem, being kicked out of a care facility. The film also stars Glenn Close as JD's tough and resilient grandmother, who he names Mamaw in following with Appalachian traditions. Mamaw plays a pivotal role in his life, offering tough love, discipline, and support to keep him on a path towards a better future. The relationship between Mamaw and JD is central to both the book and the movie. Their bond is characterized by the aforementioned tough love, but also deep care, family values, and mutual respect. Mamaw is a stern, no-nonsense figure who provides JD with the structure and discipline that he lacks due to his mother's instability. Bev had JD very young, and despite trying to make it work, she goes through a series of unstable relationships, one of which leads her down a path of self-destruction. Mamaw, on the other hand, insists on strict rules and high expectations, pushing JD to focus on his studies and stay out of trouble. The huge turning point was the pivotal moment in their relationship when Mamaw takes JD into her home permanently, recognizing that he needs a stable environment to thrive. This decision marks a turning point in the young JD's life, allowing him to focus on his education and his future. What I found quite heartwarming was the nature of the relationship between Mamaw and JD. They helped each other out. Mamaw gave him a place to stay and even split her meager rations with him. There's a scene where she gets a meal handout from Meals on Wheels and begs the man for a little extra food since she cannot afford to feed both herself and JD. In return, JD is shown cleaning the house and working at a local establishment doing the grunt work in order to help his grandmother out financially. On a deeper level, their relationship is built on mutual respect and love. JD deeply respects Mamaw for her resilience and strength, and Mamaw, in turn, believes in JD's abilities and potential. This is the central theme in the movie. Mamaw imparts important life lessons to JD, emphasizing the value of hard work, education, and self-reliance. She shares her own life experiences and wisdom, helping to shape JD's character and future aspirations. Her influence is crucial in guiding JD towards achieving his goals and believing in his potential despite the obstacles he faces. This mutual respect is evident in how they communicate and support each other, with JD often seeking Mamaw's advice and approval. The acting in this movie is top-notch, especially out of Glenn Close. She knocked it out of the ballpark with her dialogue, speech patterns, and she really brought the character to life. Amy Adams was excellent as always, and I'm not just saying that because I want her to star in the film adaptation of my book City Fall. Amy, if you're listening, playing the role of Detective Ainsley Wright can finally earn you that golden statue at the Oscars, so hit me up. But I digress. That was certainly a shameless plug, but well worth it if my novel gets adapted. The theme of family loyalty is the very core of the film. This theme is juxtaposed against two other much larger themes: the impact of poverty and addiction in American society, as well as the pursuit of the American dream itself. How could a country as rich as the United States allow its citizens to live in squalor? Despite her harsh methods, Mamaw's tough love is driven by a desire to see JD succeed and break free from the cycle of poverty and addiction that has plagued their family. Mamaw becomes a steady source of emotional support for JD, especially during times of family turmoil. She offers a sense of stability and safety that is often missing from his life with his mother Bev. Her home becomes a refuge where JD can escape the chaos and find encouragement and understanding and safety. But how many others don't have that basic support structure? Through its cinematography and scene construction, the film does a phenomenal job of showcasing the major struggle of the past 35 years in America. It portrays the left behind class in America, the former manufacturing base that made America such a great place to live for the better part of the 20th century. But with the introduction of NAFTA, or the North American Free Trade Agreement, back in the early 90s, American manufacturing was decimated, and along with it, a whole swath of the country's communities. This isn't a political statement by any stretch. It is simply cold, harsh economic reality. You had an American manufacturing base that drove millions out of poverty, allowing them the dream of home ownership and a good life. And in less than a generation, it was destroyed by corporate greed. Hillbilly Elegy simply provides a glimpse into the extent of the damage through the lens of J.D. Vance's life story. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention what happened after the movie and the book ended, because the story is far from over. After law school, J.D. married his girlfriend Usha, moved back to Ohio, and had a successful law career, which catapulted him onto the floor of the US Senate in 2022. And now in 2024, he became the nominee for Vice President of the United States, automatically making him the frontrunner for the presidency in 2028. Agree with his views or not, but you can't deny that having a person with that kind of life experience in the highest office in the land brings about a sense of hope for the left behind class. Vance's tough upbringing and breaking out of poverty literally is the American dream. I'm not sure how he would govern in the future, but I can't help but feel that he would be more compassionate toward the working poor and that would positively affect his policy decisions. That's just my take on this. And I think it would be a shame if people took this film as political advertising. It's a lot more than that. But given how polarizing Hollywood has been lately, I wouldn't be surprised if Netflix pulled its own movie because of that. And that would be a crime to cinema, because the film has a very positive message that is hopeful and heartwarming, and not divisive. All in all, the film Hillbilly Elegy shows the beautiful relationship between a grandmother and grandson and is the cornerstone of the narrative. Mamaw's tough love, guidance, and unwavering support played a crucial role in JD's journey from a troubled upbringing to academic and professional success. Their bond highlights the transformative power of a supportive and caring family relationship, even in the face of life's most significant challenges and struggles. But what do you guys think about all this? Do you think that Hillbilly Elegy was a good film? And do you think it will have an impact on this election and beyond? Please do let me know down below in the comments, and as always, hit that like button, ring that notification bell, and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.
Okie dokie.